Today we're reacting to cheaters who got caught cheating in the Fortnite Global Championship. This is about to be crazy. Let's get into it.
It seems like hackers in Fortnite are everywhere. Tournaments, Twitter, TikTok, and even the FNCS.
Wait, let me turn it down.
Global
How old is this video? A year old, but it's fine.
Championship. In order to understand how a cheater managed to qualify to the biggest Fortnite event of the year, you first have to understand how good Fortnite's AntiChe is. Do you think for the
people say it sucks, but I don't know.
Easy to cheat in Fortnite, or is it actually
people say it's good,
just like a select
but then there's cheaters like every day.
Yeah, I think it's really difficult.
I mean, obviously cheating is getting better now because they're actually taking legal action, but their anti-cheat software still isn't that great. It's still not catching cheaters. They're kind of like catching them manually with reports and stuff like that.
A lot of people don't give these anti-cheats enough credit. I think Easy Anti-Cheat is one of the best anti-cheats I've ever like. It's not even close. If you ask anyone who actually knows what they're talking about, Easy Anti-Cheat is very good.
Now, I know what you're thinking when you hear that. I see cheaters all the time at the top of the skirmish leaderboards and tournaments.
Still to this day, and it's a year later.
To cheaters every tournament. So how could Fortnite's anti-cheat possibly be good? Well, there's actually two good explanations.
Like, bro, it's gotten to the point where cheaters are so well known that some people recognize when there's a cheater on the top of the leaderboard just by looking at it. It's crazy.
It's just the cat and mouse nature of cheating. To drastically oversimplify the matter, say Easy Anti-Cheat could detect 5 different methods of cheating in Fortnite. Eventually, someone will figure out a way to create a 6th method that will be undetected.
They could just make infinite methods, right?
How these players were undetected, and then
infinite methods, bro.
Cheat developers have to figure out what was detected and then recreate a new cheat. Essentially, this cycle just infinitely repeats, meaning cheaters are going to always be one step ahead of any anti-cheat. This means there's going to be periods where cheating isn't that bad, and other times where they just run rampant. Then, if you combine this with the current throwback skirmishes having no rank requirement to enter, and you're just naturally going to have a tournament with a lot of cheaters at the top.
Because I mean, this is old, obviously, but they are probably making new accounts.
Banned and also removed, which leads me to my second explanation of how the Easy Anti-Cheat works.
The way that it works is, say you have a cheat that is detected, but you're the only user. You'll be able to play for a little bit, so you'd be able to play. They'd know you're cheating. They'd identify it. But then as more users, and they wouldn't ban you, and then as more users came onto your cheat, and they're monitoring this automatically. As more users come onto your cheat, they'll ban wave you.
Ban wave? What the heck's a ban wave?
Make it very difficult for you to really understand what is detected in your cheat. No, it's legitimately hard to cheat in Fortnite. I think I've been banned from Fortnite like over 100 times.
Wait, so this guy he's talking to is a cheater? Like an experienced cheater? That's crazy.
I just think that like you can look on Twitter and you see all these people cheating, and you go on TikTok and you see
I see so many people cheating on TikTok. Like they'll be doing literally like a cheating stream.
Like it's so rare that will happen. And if you look at it,
and I still see them
from Epic's point of view in these tournaments that people play, like it makes a lot more sense, because if they can get all of these people who are trying to go for longevity, and just ban them all at the same time, it's a lot better than just banning people instantly. So like, because if you get banned instantly, then you know you're detected, and then you can keep testing and figure out what's detected and get around it.
Cheaters are nearly exclusively playing tournaments and are in high elo lobbies, so pro players will have seen way more than the average person. But
that makes sense.
High elo tournaments, most players will have only ever seen 1 or 2 cheaters in their entire time playing the
in all my years of playing Fortnite, there's only been one time where I know for sure that I was running into a cheater. But that's just because he was literally flying around the map and teleporting. Yeah, that was crazy, but that's the only time I know for sure that I ran into a cheater. I could have easily ran into aimbotters before and not really recognize it. Like, obviously there's been times where I'm like, yo, he's cheating, but I'm not for sure, but
game, which at minimum shows how much better Fortnite's anti-cheat is than the
cheaters definitely see more cheaters, or pro players definitely see more cheaters in tournaments.
Does Auden believe are currently cheating?
I don't think really any of that, to be honest with you. If you're able to go for months at a time, there's something very special, and you're extremely, lucky, or you're just not cheating.
Right.
It's just so rare. Like I've really not seen people go for months at a time. If you go back a few years ago, I think like the first like high profile ban was KD. What was it, like the Frosty Frenzy? Like not a lot of people know that wasn't his first ban.
I don't think I've heard of that, dude.
Oh.
So pretty much like so with the sheet that they were using, there wasn't that many people on it. I knew someone who was on it. And basically they all got banned one day.
Oh, he's watching.
And
This is probably during the
SKD
tournament.
messaged every person who used the cheat got unbanned and got 2,000 V-Bucks. And then fast forward to Frosty Frenzy and they all got banned again. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you'll have a bunch of these pros who get banned, like, and Epic just won't say anything. There was another person who got banned who a lot of people just would never suspect. I don't think he's even been called out.
Yeah.
Named Flalism. I think that is.
So they're literally like calling out these cheaters, and Fortnite's still not doing anything. Like, what?
Well, his main account's banned, and he just changed. Yeah, he just changed the name.
So if easy,
It's actually really good that they're actually taking legal action now, because even if like the cheaters don't get detected in the anti-cheat software, now kids are gonna be really scared because like, dang, if I cheat, I'm gonna get sued and like pay so much money. And that's a good thing that Fortnite's doing.
anti-cheat makes it so difficult for accounts to remain undetected for weeks at a time. How did a cheater manage to qualify to the FNCS Global Championship? Since OCE is
That's a good
the smallest
question.
region with the smallest player base, naturally they also get the
Because
least amount of qualification slots, being 5 total.
Fortnite barely really cares about OCE, that's why.
2 in Major 3 and then 1 in the
Fortnite doesn't
official
show
last chance
pay
major.
much attention
This
to
meant in order
OCE
to qualify, you basically had to win
as,
your
like,
region
NA.
or just come second in one of the 4 qualifiers. Very difficult for even the best players in that region. First major was won by Anon and Sons, who will absolutely come back to later, but since they also won Major 2, that meant that Sorf and Skits in second place were given the Global Championship qualification. So we've come to the final major of the year,
That's
Major
awesome.
number 3, and a lot of the region's best teams were yet
Sorf-
to qualify.
Sorf
Notably,
is
Alex and
goated.
Wordy, the region's best duo, and Pumpkin and Volks. Volks had qualified to the same event the year prior, but was disqualified for being in a Discord call with Pumpkin in a small solo tournament. He placed second in Major 1, meaning he just missed out on qualification by 12 points. But there was one team who was making waves in Major 3, and that was Jace and Repulse.
What's like the longest an account of yours has been cheating on and not banned for?
Well, obviously the best one is like Repulse. Like we started using it like 6-7 months ago, and it only got banned manually because like the tweets and stuff.
Now,
That's
Repulse was one of the
crazy,
best
bro.
OC
Bro's talking to
keyboard mouse
cheaters
players
just
in the first
voluntarily.
few years of Fortnite's release.
These cheaters are
He was
voluntarily
placing fourth
talking to
at
him?
DreamHack Anaheim 2020, a LAN event. Very impressive for a player from such a small region, but come to the end of 2021 and he would quit and disappear from the internet entirely. Strangely, on his return midway through 2023, he would be playing Controller. He actually played a week of FNCS in Major 2 with a player named Slickson, or Slicks, I don't know how to pronounce it. He stopped playing with Slickson for Major 2 and instead decided to play with Jace, for quite an interesting reason.
And like we thought it was a good idea anyway.
Bro, I remember when people were getting Zens for Christmas, bro.
You're not gonna look as obvious as you would.
And now, like, if you have a Zen, I'm pretty sure Zens get detected immediately.
3 weekly qualifiers
In Fortnite, at least. I'm pretty sure they get detected.
Everyone, and I mean everyone on OCE, knew that this was not Repulse playing on the account. There was absolutely no way a player could quit for 2 years, return on a different input, and suddenly be one of the best players in the region on it. They were constantly being reported in-game and in the appropriate discords, but it didn't seem like Epic Games had enough evidence to actually ban them. This means that they ended up playing out all 12 games of Major 3 Grand Finals, and they won. The pricing for first place was $20,000, but they'd also punched that ticket to the Global Championship. And here's the kicker, even if they come dead last at the FNCS Global Championship, that's still $4,000.
Wait, did Repulse go to the Global Championship?
$12,000 each. But sadly, Volks and Pumpkin missed out on that qualification. Since Volks did miss out on last year's LAN due to the disqualification and was 1 place off on Major 1, and now he wouldn't qualify due to obvious cheaters, you could understand his frustration. There was no way this was Repulse playing, but everybody knew who it actually was. Forbes.
I remember I got a TM from Forbes like a while ago. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go on Repulse's account. And so he did.
Dang, this dude is revealing everything.
It was really funny actually, because it was like gradual. It wasn't like he wasn't sure about going on the account at first because he didn't want to lose it. And he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna try and win grands. Like that was eventually kind of happened. He just very quickly unfolded like that.
Now Forbes, similar to Repulse, was a very
Repulse ever show his face though? Because people probably don't know what he looks like if he never showed his face.
And during his time as a legitimate player, was also one of the best in the region. After playing multiple FNCS with Repulse in 2021,
Wait, Repulse was in Power?
To compete after Repulse
is that real or is that fake?
One day, he himself got banned. Now, reportedly, Forbes actually never cheated in Fortnite. However, what he was doing was cheating in Rainbow Six and forgot to close the cheat and restart his PC, meaning when he launched Fortnite, it got detected by the anti-cheat system and he ended up getting banned from Fortnite. This led down the path of continually playing on alt accounts to play in tournaments, and after getting banned on those repeatedly as well, he just fully committed to cheating in tournaments. This is how he became acquainted with Auden, who you heard at the start of the video, which would start the decline of the OCE region.
So I kind of helped him find cheats. Like, this is before I was really making anything. And so this kind of continued for a while.
Is that bro's
He'd, like,
dog?
a little bit expand, all that.
Bro's dog doesn't know he's
Eventually
a
found
big
some stuff
cheater.
where he'd be able to play tournaments. It was him and there were some other OC players, like, who were pros. I think Forbes was like the one that really started it. Because when you had Forbes, Jolin, and Zora all on alt accounts playing FNCS, that's kind of like a red flag. And then they all got banned, and then they all went to play on their mains, and then they got banned. Yeah, that definitely started it. When you saw all of these like high tier pro players who, you know, literally a few seasons ago were in NA representing OCE and, like, you know, placing really well.
I just realized, bro,
Saying, why can't I do that too?
if these guys are making new
that's
accounts,
definitely-
if they're making new accounts, you literally have to play like, was it like 8 or 14 tournaments before you can play FNCS? Like, if you get banned and have to make a new account, like, how do you just like go right into playing right into playing FNCS? You have to play so many tournaments before you're able even to play FNCS. So that must be complicated, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Really what started it, I think.
With the alternate accounts repeatedly getting banned, they searched for an option that would allow them to go undercover. If a cheater has 1 or 2 events played, then out of nowhere they win a tournament, it's fairly obvious that they're cheating. But if they get their hands on an account that's placed highly in tournaments for years
I've heard of
and years,
Repulse
it's
before.
much harder to
Didn't
detect.
Repulse just
So
get...
in OCE, the accounts
Isn't
that
Repulse one of the
pro
ones
players
that got
are
sued by
very sought
Fortnite?
after,
Like,
such as
not that
Repulse's
long ago?
account. Now,
I'm pretty
for
sure.
very obvious reasons, I'm not going to tell you exactly
Obviously,
how they
this
didn't get banned
during this
and how
video
they
it didn't
avoided
happen
ban
yet,
detection, but I will say it's not possible without severe hardware modifications, hardware ban avoidance, and then a small user base on your cheat to make sure that you don't get ban waived altogether.
Because if you have a lot of users, like, it just gives you more attention, and again, it kind of brings you back to that heuristic ban that EAC does. So you get more attention to yourself when people don't like that, but if you have a smaller user base, it's more consistent, but you also get less.
And it's a lot of money. One cheat reseller sent me a screenshot showing they grossed over $42,000 in revenue over the last month from their 500 to 700 daily users.
Yo.
They pay people to use their cheats in order to make recordings so they can promote the products. But with such a large user base on a public product, it becomes a
Yo,
prime
I'm in the
target
wrong...
for
No, I'm
detection.
kidding.
Hence why they're paying people to get the
I'm
recordings
never gonna...
rather than
I would
actually
never
using it
cheat in
themselves.
Fortnite.
And as we already know, if one user on the cheat gets detected, everyone on the cheat gets detected and ban waived. The clip you're seeing right now is the actual cheat that Forbes used on Repulse's account to win FNCS. Don't be fooled by this though. They're not selling this cheat. They are fully scamming you, but we'll come back to that later. Now obviously Forbes
Dang,
was smart
that's
when he was
crazy.
playing on the account. He cheated, but he didn't full-on aimbot 200 to 0 dead players through the sky, and he didn't shoot people through walls and make it obvious. He hit it very, very well. Over the years of playing on different accounts, he found a different playstyle that makes it less obvious to players watching the replays. In fact, that may have kind of been my fault, I'm not gonna lie.
If you like want to look at someone directly with your ESP, like you got to make sure you've seen them in the open first. Like obviously, like you can't just. Because I remember this specific scenario happened. Like I was using the Juicy account, right? And you were the one that actually found this out. And you
I
got the
did
clip.
indeed. I got
Yeah,
you, baby.
You did, and then like no, the reason that happened is because my teammate I saw him in the open, so I'm like, okay, I'm good to shoot him. I think didn't see him. So then I opened Twitter like 2 hours later, and I just see your tweet. I'm like, what the fucking fake coming for?
This cheat that Moose was
Dang.
using is the exact same one that
Girls
Forbes would
camping.
use to
Freaking
play on
mosquito, get
Repulse's
outta here, man.
account. It seems like the combination of a legacy account of a quit-to-pro player, hardware modified cheats, and a legitimate pro player using them and playing to hide the cheats made it too difficult for Epic Games to ban them. Jason Repulse were announced as the Major 3 FNCS champions, and over the next few weeks, Epic Games made multiple content pieces containing them in the lead up to the FNCS Global Championship, which, given
Oh, they
I
got
have
so much
recorded this
recognition, that's
multiple times,
crazy.
I personally found very entertaining. A question you may be asking is, was Jace cheating? He was playing with a cheater, and surely he knew that it was not Repulse playing on the account because he was well aware that it was Forbes. Well, he's also not the only one who was aware of this. I remember seeing this tweet of Jace, Repulse, and Anon.
I shot on my
with
hand
the
and now it
FNCS
freaking
detectives.
hurts,
Now,
bro.
This is strange to me because Forbes was obviously playing on Repulse's account, Jace knew, and then Anon was clued in the call, so it was clear also Anon was aware that Forbes was cheating on this. Didn't report it, and the reason he didn't report it is because he has protection from the cheaters. Reportedly. This may not
Okay,
be
but
true.
no, she won't get
There's a bunch
banned.
of
I
people
don't
who
know.
Also, they're not playing with the cheater at all, but they're being told like where to drop or to do something that would make it so that they're kind of spared.
So basically, as in like,
Anon.
hey Anon, yeah, hey, you're not cheating, but land in this area. Yeah, land away because we'll be hitting everyone in the 200-meter radius, basically, from here.
I don't know,
Something like
cheating, but
that.
just
And,
land on the
like,
pro players, so
exactly.
land on
They
the
obviously
best
know
players
that
so they
they're
can
like
wipe them
not
out.
in a section.
Now, if you're hacking, having the ability to see the names of the players who are in the lobby is pretty beneficial, as you can choose who you want to target and who you don't want to target. I will say,
Bro,
this is not
yeah,
just
that
an
makes
issue
sense.
with Jace
That's
and
crazy.
Anon, however. They are yet to face any repercussions with this, but this is a region-wide problem. Everyone is
Like
aware
if
of it.
Peterbot was
You
in
know, like
was an
in OCE,
OCE
for
player,
example,
bro,
do you think- is
Peterbot
it
would
just
be
like
getting
everyone up at the top
targeted by
understands
every
what's
cheater in
going on here?
OCE.
Yeah, they understand.
But I don't know, that might make it
Obviously,
obvious.
truth, but like they understand. Yeah, like in ESL last year, like I played.
I feel like
against
they'd
Suns,
get
right? And we won
recognized
that
very
tournament,
easily.
like, the whole region was complaining about it because obviously Suns knew I was feeding.
Yeah, here's a crazy stat I didn't think I'd be saying. All four different players who won one of the 3 majors in OCE this year were either cheating or were associated with cheaters. Everyone, and I mean everyone in OCE, knows that this happens, but if they speak out about it, they get focused by the hackers and have no chance in qualifying to the international lands, so everyone's just kind of quiet. With the
That's
FNCS majors
insane,
being
bro.
online, it does open up the possibility for players to cheat their way to cash prizes, but since the Global Championship was an in-person event, this raised a very obvious issue with the Repulse. Who's actually going to travel to the event? Since people, including Epic Games, knew what the real Repulse looked like, Forbes wouldn't be able to attend the event, and Repulse himself would have to go. At this
Yo,
point,
it's Repulse?
was forced to return to playing the game after 2 years off, and reportedly played so much that he didn't go to work and actually lost his job. People often ask this question, like if they could
Wait,
transport
he was
back
wearing
to
power stuff?
2019
Yo, what's up?
and they could play in the
Frezzy?
World Cup, then would
You got
think
ads
qualify
now?
for the finals or even win?
So
This is
what?
like a
No, I'm
really
kidding.
Interesting example
Wait,
of the
so
complete
mods get
opposite.
ads?
You have a player
Damn.
time traveling forward who hasn't played
That
in
sucks.
multiple years, and now they're going to the biggest LAN and seeing how well they can place. During this time they were practicing, they sucked. Massively.
Yeah, that makes
I watched
sense.
some of their tournaments, and unfortunately the replays are no longer available, so you can't physically watch them. But they played a duo cash cup.
Imagine cheating
died
in
a lot in 5
FNCS
games,
and then
so
having to
come
go to
up with
LAN, bro.
2000.
That would
It's
suck.
very funny, and I really wish I had clips of it, but unfortunately you can just see the leaderboard here or something. It's a pretty poor showing for a team who 2 weeks earlier just won FNCS Grand Finals. A few days before their flights to Denmark,
Well, this
the
mosquito,
FNCS
get outta
Major
here.
3 winnings were paid out, meaning yes, the real Repulse was able to claim the $10,000 that he earned
My
that
gosh,
Forbes
bruh.
played for him, without getting banned. Now,
Forbes
whilst
is
in
earning
Denmark,
10K.
the first 2 days were
Yo, what's up,
media days,
Snipe
where
Socks?
The players shot a bunch of content that would be used for the broadcast. A lot of the players spent this time strictly against Blast and Epic Games rules in the hotel and around the area. Now, I've heard 2 different stories from
Grab
a
party
lot of
hype.
different people
Yes,
because
sir.
I've reached out to as many people as possible on this. The first was that they were smoking and drinking in the hotel room. By the way,
What?
they were not the only ones and were punished for it. The second was that reportedly Repulse was telling everyone, and I mean everyone, that he wasn't the one that played. This information almost definitely got its way back to Epic or Blast, and they probably just ended up kicking them from that. Now, we'll probably never know what the real reason was, because even Repulse wasn't told, because Epic Games' fantastic communication policies rely on that.
Feel
However,
bad
they
for
were picked
Unk.
and immediately deported back to Australia and lost out on any potential earnings from this event. They had claimed their earnings from Major 3.
Man, I'm
as
so
they were
glad
mentioned.
Fortnite's
However, the Repulse
actually,
account
like,
still wasn't
suing
banned
players
until
now,
later. Now,
or cheaters
reportedly,
now.
out of the 10K that Repulse made,
Even though
Forbes was
cheating
going
is
to get
still a
7K,
problem.
as he was the one that played. However, Repulse is currently holding on to all of it. The real Repulse no longer has access to this Twitter account.
Yo,
so
did
this is
Repulse
clearly a
give some
scam
cash to
attempting
Forbes or
to
what?
take back the earnings that Repulse is still holding on to.
I don't know if you said it, but I wasn't paying attention.
Question. What is
Yep.
the reason that you specifically, obviously you said you've banned him from your cheat and whatnot, you seem to be cutting ties.
I just don't like the scam. Like, I don't know, it's a reoccurring theme. Like, I've kind of just, especially when it's a small like community like ours. It's like with all due respect, like I keep saying this stuff. Like, we don't need you to be our customer. Like, we don't need you don't need your subscription. Like, you're here because you're a friend of someone who we've trusted, or you are we trusted.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure though. I'm pretty sure Repulse is one of the ones that got sued like a month or 2 ago.
Something.
that they made him make a video or something. I can't remember if that was him or not, but I think it was.
Kind of allow somebody to use your software, and you just have them scamming people with it.
However, this isn't the only scam that hackers do in Fortnite. As of recording, this is currently the Fortnite OG season. Yet this live stream that I just saw is broadcasting gameplay of them cheating in Chapter 4 Season 1, which is almost 10 months
I see those live streams sometimes.
The account's first game, as a lot of the map hasn't even been discovered yet. When the game ends, the footage just restarts. Clearly, they're able to play one game and get banned, and these streams just...
How do they make accounts so fast?
Or cheap cheats that just will get you banned.
Oh, it's probably just a loop.
Just as bad. They frequently take credit for other people who have cheated in game.
I never even thought about that.
On the leaderboard and saying it's them.
I thought it was just people cheating on TikTok for views. I didn't even think about them trying to sell the cheats and scamming people.
Since this scam tweet on Repulse's account did actually contain proof that cheating has occurred on the account, a few hours after it went live, Repulse was banned from Fortnite.
Do you have anything do you think this is worth mentioning that we haven't talked about?
I mean, don't not really worth cheating in Fortnite. Like, even if you, like, I mean, I don't know. This is obviously not going to stop anyone who's just quitting the game and thinks they can give it a try. I just think that it typically won't work out for you, and you are going to get banned eventually. It's just not really worth it.
And you'll get sued now.
If I could go back, like, I wouldn't have cheated in the first place. I would have, like,
Really?
played legit. Yeah.
How come?
I don't know, because like, I wasn't even banned before the cheat, so like, I still would have played. I just would have to be going around from account to account.
That's the end of the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. It's a good thing that Fortnite's actually suing their cheaters now. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.